on YouTube discussing the Orville episodes. I almost said a different show altogether, but the two Orville episodes, Primal Urges and Home. Oh, wow. Oh,
That home is such a good episode.
it is. I mean, especially the ending scene, it gets you teared up and everything like that to know that we're saying goodbye to Alara temporarily, however long it is, whether it's you know, how many episodes it is or whatever. We know she will come back eventually, but as a regular crew member, we don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
jar of pickles, that was a nice little tidbit that he gets as a gift from her. I think if I
yeah,
remember correctly, didn't Tom Constantino have a contest to see if you could win that jar of pickles
yeah,
actually?
yeah. There was a person who won it, and I guess he sent it to her.
Yeah, because he put on the jar, do not open under any circumstances.
Yeah. So
But yes, it was like, okay. Because at first it took me a while to realize why did she give him a jar of pickles? And then it finally came back.
because he was always like, Alara, come and open this jar of pickles for me. Every time he couldn't open a door or something, and then
Mm-hmm.
she would just like beep, and it would fall over.
He's like, I loosened it for you.
Yeah, basically.
That's kind of like me at home because my mom will say, hey, Alicia, can you open this jar for me? I'm like,
I loosened it for you.
and she's like, thank you. I'm like, yeah, okay. But yeah, but oh my goodness. Robert Picardo is awesome as Alara's dad. I mean,
Yes.
and John's Billingsley, like I said, I don't, did it seem to you that Alara killed his wife or just stunned her out maybe?
Maybe stunned her. You know how like yeah, like it's very rare that she would purposely kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's that. I'm assuming it's a lot like Starfleet, where
Right.
it's you go for stun, you kill if you must, but
Mm-hmm.
that's at least that's what I think.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to see what it says on the Wikipedia, the Orville Wikipedia for that episode. If it says what it did she kill her or what? Um. No, she is dead.
Oh, she is okay.
Yeah, I'll let you guys see what I'm reading because I'm like, what? She did kill her, surprisingly.
Okay. Well, hey, she was protecting her family, so
But that's understandable though too.
yeah.
So yeah, like I said,
After what they did to his father's hand, to her father's hand, yeah, they were gonna
yeah,
they were gonna cut her sister's fingers off. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Because it says like right here, it says a planetary union shuttle arrives. Canvas in Florida hides and forces Ildis to greet them. Mercer says that there's important news for Alara, but Canvas jumps from behind a pillar and shoots him. Alara managed to jump out of her chair, fight Florida for her PM-32, and shoot her.
Okay.
Realizing Florida is dead, Canvas backtracks to Alara, chasing her. So okay, so yeah. All right. Okay. So there was three deaths in that episode. It was Canvas, the caretaker,
Mhm.
and his wife. That guy's wife, Canvas. Okay, so there was three deaths in that one.
Hmm.
Oh, who did you meet? Who was involved with the show today, Nick? I'm curious because Nick is in the chat. Mercer Create. Who did you meet? Who was involved with the show today? I'm curious. Was it Robert Picardo? Was
Hello,
it
Mercer Crete. Hello.
was it Halston Sage? Was it Cherry? Was it John Cesar? Because I don't think it was Jay Lee. So a former crew member behind the scenes. Ooh,
Nice.
very cool. Very cool. But yeah, Tharl is something in this episode. Ooh, boy.
He definitely. He like I could tell he was not going to be the permanent security chief.
No, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that would have been a good rest of the second season.
No, that would have been very, very bad. Because you can tell there's like a little cringiness there, even in that, where he's like chewing up his food and everything like that. And you're like, because I kept thinking, what sound am I hearing? And then it sounded a little bit like when Boris was chewing the Nicorette gum kind of
Uh huh.
thing. I was like, who's chewing something? I was like, oh, it's Tharl over in the corner. He's over there pounding his food.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of me. Like back when we before the thing
Yeah.
that happened when we still had cubicles to go to and stuff like that. That's I'd go and I'd get my soup, cook it up, come back to my cubicle, start up my computer. While it starts up, yeah, that's me.
Fair enough. But as long as you're not, like I said, I was like, what's that sound I was hearing? Because I kept looking all around because I thought at first it might have been my mom beside of me eating something. I was like, wait, she's not over there eating something. Because I said, Mom, are you eating something? No, that was always the TV. Oh, man. But yes, Robert Picardo and John Billingsley, the two Starship captain doctors. I'm like, oh my word, to see them in this, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
interesting.
that was a nice little treat.
It was.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got to get a cameo video shout out from Robert Picardo.
Oh
Picardo.
yes, that was funny. That was so
And
funny.
he roasted my name, which I loved. I loved it.
I love that clip. It's so funny. Oh my god, it's too funny. Do you have that by any chance near you? I'm just curious because I'm sure the people
Uh,
would know.
not on my laptop. No,
Okay, no problem. But oh, if you guys ever get a chance to see it, I'll make sure that you guys get to see it because it is hilarious.
it's on Orville Nation's page.
Okay, let's see if I can find that real quick while I'm thinking about
Sure,
it. It is too funny
it
because
is.
Robert Picardo really roasts Jack. It is too
I,
funny.
I I wish the rest of them could have roasted me, but I don't think they have the. Not all of them have that roasting option.
Yeah, I don't think so. Unless you tell them, I guess. But yeah. I know I put in Picard, folks. I did that with my folks. That was my. Uh, da, 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 da.
Happiness.
Okay, here it is. Yes, you guys will love this so much. Okay, I don't know why I went to the paid version, not the ads. I don't know why it has ads. Oh, you know what? You know what? Wrong YouTube account I'm logged into. That's what it is. Because
Oh,
I have more than one YouTube account that I'm managing, folks. I manage three: my Orville one, my church one, and also my own. So that explains the reason why I was seeing ads. So I'll switch over to my main one. Sorry about that, folks. I was like, why am I seeing ads? Because I know I'm very, very careful to make sure I don't have ads.
I hate ads.
That's one reason why I got the premium version.
Like, yeah, like there's nothing more annoying than getting paying for one of these services, and they still try to put ads in their stuff. It's like, hey, like I'm paying for this stuff. Like, get them out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Hulu and stuff like that. I'm like, can't we do a? But they say nope, you have to pay for it. I'm like, ugh, yikes. Okay, here
Yeah,
it is. But yeah, this is. It's I think it's three of them if I remember correctly. It's Adrienne.
Peter Maitland.
Yeah.
Ricardo. Like we talked through like an introduction and stuff, so you might want to skip some of it.
Yep.
Surprise. And also the Seth MacFarlane and Tom.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
think
skip.
it's fantastic. The Orville Nation.
Yeah.
For the compilation shot of
Yeah, he doesn't put me up yet.
obviously
Yeah, that's PJ. He's wearing a Star Wars shirt on an Orville bridge. Which I'm like, okay, PJ, but it's all good. Okay.
Jack Beers compilation shout out to Orville Nation. Starring Adrian, Peter and Roberts.
Greetings. I'm Jack Beers. And what I decided to do was cameo three Orville actors and ask them to talk about Orville a little bit. And I also asked them all to do two things. One was to shout out Orville Nation, and two was to tell me whether or not they had any beer money from me or not. So I hope you enjoy the results. Here they are. Yo, Peter Bacon, and Commander Orville. Shout out to Jack Beers.
Hey there, Jack. This is Adrian Palicki. You know me really great Orville.
All right, Jack. That's enough. That's enough jumping around. All right. You could just go Jack off right now. Because I mean, let's face it, Jack. Jack is a tough name to have. It's a stupid name. I mean, I just hit the road, Jack. Or get back, Jack. You get what I'm saying. First of all, Jack, I'm not giving you money.
High five.
Oh, Peter.
I want to give a shout out to the Orville Nation, which is awesome. I just am so happy to be the good part of your life. And thank you for including me and Kelly. I hope you continue to be a fan. This season is going to be the best season. Whenever we end up finishing it.
This is a roast of you, Jack. We're making fun of your name. And I'm here to tell you that we don't have your money in the 24th century, Jack. Okay? I don't know what that means, but I mean. Now, I'm supposed to make a special shout out.
I love how he says, I don't know what that means, but I mean it because I told him to say it.
This here, he's still like,
You have a friend named Gary from Electronic. Need I say more, Jack? I do. So anyway, I'm hoisting a glass of holographic champagne. You don't have your money in the 24th century. To you.
Thank you so much for your reach out. I just appreciate you being a fan and reaching out to me, and I hope you're surviving this crazy time, especially right now, feeling bad, and I hope you're able to enjoy the holidays and spend time with you love, and do all the things, drink all the things, eat all the things. That's what I've been doing. Pretty much
That's what I did too.
My time in isolation, to be honest with you, eating and drinking my life away.
Yeah, we just got a check a bunch of experts, scientists, Larry Williams, who eradicated smallpox. So he's worked on our behalf to keep our set safe. So we're going back to work, going back to space in a couple weeks.
Spending a lot of time on the phone with folks from Orville, talking, chatting, reminiscing. We're going back to work soon. I'm a little nervous about it because, everything's going on. I don't know if it's a little too soon, but it might be great to get back and have
You made it.
You made it. A little bit of normalcy.
Jack, thank you for being a big fan of Doctor on Star Trek. That says one good thing about you. It says you have no great things. Well, good things. You have discernment. Well, pretty good things. You have intelligence. I hate to say it, but you do, Jack. Intelligent enough to change your name to John, or something like that. And you also like my character Gildas, who I believe is a Zelayan on the Orville. So thank you for all of that, Jack. And now, as I said, I'm going off, Jack. Okay, and you can continue to do whatever you do, Jack. All right, cheers to you from your doctor.
But I'm sending you love, thank you, and you're safe, you're sound, and talk to you soon. All right, bye.
So stay tuned, and as always, you will be silent.
Yes.
I have a
Yes.
good feeling about your roast, Jack. I did my very best, and I hope other people roast you even better. Those that really know the deep, dark Jack secrets. All right, carry on.
Amazing stuff.
And
Oh,
that's basically it.
that is too funny. But yes, like I said, Robert Picardo, he's a good sport. He really is.
Yes. Yes. That was awesome.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Thank you for sharing that with us because it was so much fun to watch that. Because I remember watching, I was like, oh,
I was actually happy that I got the at least three because I was trying to get Scott Grimes as well, but he never responded. So so I got three of them at least. So
nice, nice. Yeah. I only have one cameo that I got for free was Denise Crosby when she did one, but she said my name wrong. So I was like, you know what? It is what
cool.
it is. Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, they have wrapped up season 3, folks.
Yes.
They have finished up season 3, and like I said, we are slowly trickling along with these season 2 rewatches. I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I think everybody will agree that Home was, I think, a lot of people's favorite a little bit more than the previous one, Primal Urges. But I'm glad that they addressed it in a good way, though.
True. Yeah. No. I mean, it was still necessary because they got to air those grievances out basically.
Exactly. But the thing is, yeah, addictions are a very serious thing, folks. I mean, pure and simple. It doesn't matter what kind of addiction it is. But I'm glad that they were able to address it to say, you know what, it is kind of like a virus where it infects a whole ship when you have these addictions, that it can cause some serious, serious problems if you don't address it.
hmm
So I'm glad that they did that. Thank you. I love this hoodie jacket too. I got it from Amazon, $20. Just like I have my Orville
Oh, not
t-shirt.
bad.
And I love my Orville t-shirt.
I need to get an Orville T-shirt.
Yeah, I got this one from Amazon too. I think it was like $15 or something.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I need to buy a bunch of stuff still.
Yeah, I still have my Orville comics with me beside of me. And I got to add the new ones in there once they finish those up, which are coming out, if I remember correctly, in October. So that's going to be cool. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, these episodes, they were done well. They really were. I mean, they wrote them well and everything.
hmm
But I mean, it's bittersweet.
I'm glad that I'm glad that at least there's one show out there that's using that classic Star Trek storytelling formula,
Mm-hmm.
and they got it down right. They got it down. It feels like a lot of them they feel like episodes of TNG or Voyager. You know what I mean?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It definitely dealt, especially when they were exploring Zalea. It felt like it was definitely an exploratory kind of thing you were seeing for the first time.
Definitely. So I mean, I don't know that I also noticed there's something about that type of storytelling that's just kind of comforting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't call it nostalgia. It would just be more like, oh, I recognize this type of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
I can follow along. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that storytelling. There's something special about it, and like I said, it's lacking in a lot of other science fiction. But to see it on Orville, it's incredible that they can
Mhm.
still pull it off. All these episodes. I mean, each one, it's still great. Really, I mean, even though the ones we don't like, it's still told well. I mean, it really is. I mean,
They
I'm
are.
glad they were able to tell boarders, you know what? Stop bottling up your emotions. Talk about it. Talk about what's bugging you. I mean, yeah, they put all the shuttles in the same shuttle bay. Yeah, that's a good point, Nick. Yeah, they put them all in the same shuttle bay. I mean,
hmm
that shuttle bay is a pretty good size. The fact that they're going to put all the crew in there in a future episode when they're under attack is crazy. Hey, wise guy, how are you?
Hello.
So I mean, it's crazy to see how much this shuttle bay is a lot larger than it first looks because
hmm
they have at least 3 shuttles in there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, did they even keep that shuttle that they stole from the Krill, that they acquired from the Krill that time, or did that get
Um,
destroyed?
it's possible it could be in some sort of Union storage.
That's true. It could be also that, you know what? Now that I think about it, it could be still no. You know what? When they had that Krill one, because they came on there and stuff like that, and they pulled them in and stuff like that. Um, the episode Krill,
Hmm.
when Ed and Gordon, basically, I think what it was is that maybe it could have been in their shuttle bay kind of thing for the Krill. And before they released that thing where they all ended up with that, that where it destroyed all the Krill except for Talea and the kids,
Hmm.
that basically, I think it got destroyed then, possibly. That's the only thing I could figure is that ship got destroyed then, the shuttle did.
Possibly.
Yeah, they walked out of that episode. Yeah, I know they have a whole ship, but the thing is, I think it got destroyed, if I remember correctly, because they couldn't keep it around because they had to send Talea back to her people and stuff like that after they kept her in the brig for a while, according to the comics. And somehow she broke away from the brig that they had on Union Planet kind of thing. And she ended up back with her people where she says, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to take my revenge on Ed and everybody.
Hmm.
Okay, so it probably wasn't destroyed. Okay, yeah, either way, like I said, if it wasn't destroyed, the Planetary Union took it under their control, basically. It could have been that.
It's
That's one thing.
probably some Union lab getting dismantled.
And probably just doing a lot of tests on it to find out what's in there, what's not. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, the comics does it mention? I don't think it mentions it per se. Let's see. Now you guys got me curious. So I gotta skip midway through here. All we know is that she was kept in the brig and stuff like that, and then she's released by the end of that comic. The word of Avis, we know that much for a fact that she's released. So because like I said, that we see Talea at the very end of the comics. So like I said, that's one thing I could figure is that maybe somehow the Union took over that shuttle and were probably examining it when they took Talea into custody, and maybe the kids too. That's the only thing I could figure. But it didn't make it very clear on what happened. So I guess
Right.
it's up to our guests to find out for sure. We really don't know. But yeah, I mean, but the music in these episodes is really well done, especially in Home. The music was really, really well done for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. The orchestra that they use is just great.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, like it also like I remember the first few episodes, they really honed down that like TNG sound,
Yes.
and then but now they're like kind of like going out and doing their own more. Yeah, but it's nice. It's just really, I miss this type of storytelling.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, especially in this episode, Home, that it had its own unique music feel for it for sure. Especially when they were going into the Zalea and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean, honestly, but I'm glad that they had the technology in that 25th century because apparently when Ed is being dragged to get back into the shuttle, it looks like I think he had basically both legs broken and everything like
Yeah.
that. Because Ilda said he was going to be fine, just some broken bones, but he was going to be just fine. And apparently Claire patched up pretty quick. So yes.
Yeah, it looked like up to his ankles. Like
yeah, that looked pretty painful. I mean,
oh no, yeah, that would probably suck.
Yes, big time. I mean, I've never actually broken a bone, but I have sprained my ankle, and oh, that hurts so bad.
I broke a couple. It sucks.
I'll take your word for it. I mean, like I said, all my classmates, they'd broken a bone or they got, what was it? They had to be on crutches and stuff like that. Everybody said, "Oh, let me check out those crutches." I'm like, no, I'm not going to try your crutches. No, thank you. But yeah, but I'm glad that we got to see these episodes again. I mean, even though we didn't like the episode Primal Urges, but like I said, it's a good one in its own way. I mean, I'm glad we'd see Topa again. So Topa is definitely progressing along well, and the more of the
So is he going to be a teenager this next season?
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised because let's see. So season 1, he was a baby, and then then somehow he shifted from being a baby to a couple months old, to where he's about the size of about 7-year-old and stuff like that. And then season 2 starts out, and he looks like he's about 8 or 9, but he's only maybe at the most maybe 1 or 2 in the Mocklin biology kind of thing.
Right.
So in season 3, he could be a teenager, but he'd only be about maybe 5 or 6, maybe. Because I know that their biology is very different from ours, that they age very quickly, but yet it's almost like the reverse of Benjamin Button, the story of Benjamin Button.
Right. I know what you mean.
So yeah, that's the only way. And it also reminds me of did you ever see the movie Jack with Robin Williams?
I did a long time ago. I don't really remember too much of it, to be honest.
Okay, all I know is that he aged very, very quickly.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, even though he was only like I think 18 or something like that, because he aged very, very quickly. So it reminds me of that. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of the Mocklins, that they age very quickly, but then they still are certain ages.
Right.
So that means if Bortus is only about maybe at the most 40, I'll say that. I'll be generous. I'll say he's 40. And maybe Clyden's maybe about 40 or something like that, I think. Maybe as well. They're probably about the same age. So that means they're only about 30 maybe in real life then. And according to the biology of the Mocklins, if that's the case, then.
It's possible.
That's the only thing I could figure. But yeah, like I said, their biology is very, very strange because I have to.
You're right. It is. I mean, they can eat anything.
Yes, wasabi, cactus, glass, a whole napkin. I'm like, oh, what can't you guys eat?
Eat this phaser.
Yeah, he says, eat my weapon. I want you to eat my weapon. He's like, what? And then Ed starts snickering. You know what he's referring to. Obviously, Ed knew about the joke.
No, that was actually a pretty good joke too. Like, it's like, oh yeah, it's a little test to see, like, you know, how believable the Krill costume is.
It is the Krill and the Mocklins and all that, because I was like, what? It's crazy the way they do those makeup. It's like so detailed too. It's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, and the Zilayans, it's not as extensive, but now we see like their ears, they're very, very detailed. And according to Tom Constantino, those are customized for each person, apparently. That's
really?
Because I asked him the question when he was showing Tala's, because he said he got a little souvenir. I said, oh, are those customized, made for her? And he teased me and says, well, you can't just pick them up at Target. So I said, okay, thanks, Tom, for the tease. But I knew in all seriousness, okay, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm glad to know that it's customizable, because so many times you see it as like dime a dozen kind of thing. But it was like, okay, cool. But yeah. But like I said, I hope we get another book. We need another book talking about Zalea, please.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, especially with that creature she was riding, the Evex or whatever they call it. But yeah.
That thing was cool. I like how they're able to, you know, like, and it doesn't, you know, they're able to mix different parts of animals into like a new animal and not make it look weird.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
but it fit into that culture and everything like that. Like, okay, what is it exactly? Because it was like multiple different things. It wasn't like one specific thing. You couldn't tie it down to one specific thing. It was like, okay, it looks like an antelope kind of thing, but it also looks
Right.
like something else because it
It
was
had
all,
it had like a beak. It was weird, and then like it had a weird tail. Yeah,
and it had like almost like wing kind of things too.
something like that. Yeah, it looked like it almost. I wasn't sure if there were wings or not, but
It looked like wings, but I couldn't really tell for sure.
Hmm.
But yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I hope we get some more of her mom and dad again, Alara's parents, hopefully.
oh yeah, yeah, that would be cool. And like if I don't know, maybe there's an episode where they invite them to dinner or something like that, and then like something happens. And Alara figures it out, handles it,
Oh, okay, like a murder mystery kind of thing.
and then at the end of the episode, she's like, I think I'm ready to come back to the Orville.
Everybody be like, "Oh, yay, Alara's back." But yeah, that was a cool thing to see. But yeah, like I said, these are good episodes. I mean, the music's great, the storytelling's great. I mean, like I said, Bordas was in a very sticky situation.
Oh yeah, that's to say the least.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, like he said, Ed's mad at him, but he's also glad that he saved the day. He's like, "Thank you, but you nearly got us killed, dude."
Yeah,
So,
yeah. He was like, he was like, I agree. I tender my resignation, or I will tender my resignation. He's like,
he's like,
no.
"Oh, it's not like that. I'm going to keep you around, but you got to agree to get some therapy, dude."
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, because he kept it bottled up. Clyde, which is like, okay, well, we had him turn into a girl from a boy, and now a boy, and I'm done with it. But Boris was like, nope, I wanted him to stay a girl.
So what happens if Toba, grows up, either this season or next or something like that, and decides, I want to go back to what I was when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would like to see how that would, because.
So how would that play out? Yes.
How would it play out? Because obviously, like Mocklin, they don't like that. They just recently, allowed this one little colony of women to be, just leave it alone. So he would probably have to go there, or something like that. Yeah,
he probably would because he says, you know what, I don't identify with my male counterparts, like low carb, because he says, he was into the females and stuff like that, and he was obviously being banished. So obviously something's going to happen like that if that was the case for Topa. So yeah, I think it might be something like that.
Might be interesting.
He might say either I go to the sanctuary with all the other female Mocklins and say, you know what, go Dolly and all that kind of stuff, or
listen to Dolly Parton.
Or say, you know what? No. What about? Who knows? That's a good question. Now that I think about it, is there other males in the Mocklin culture that maybe not tied to the all male culture, but are also tied to the female culture, but want to say I want to be female, even though I was transitioned into a male?
Right. That's possible.
I mean, because I see little tendencies with Clyden that he has very feminine tendencies at times, like when he's in ice cream or.
Well, Clyden also revealed that he also was born a female.
Exactly.
Yeah, which was like, oh, okay, so that made sense actually to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that made sense to me too. I said that's the reason why Clyden acts like a girl at times, because he was a girl at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But Topa, so far, Topa doesn't seem to. From the little bits that we've seen of Topa just seemed to be like a typical little kid kind of thing, saying, "Do I have to eat my dinner? Do I have to eat this?"
Yeah.
Or hitting a girl in the classroom kind of thing. So I think Topa's still at that young age where he's not quite sure about what he wants to do with it.
Oh yeah. I'm hoping that when he gets a little older, they actually involve him into a lot of how they did with Jake Sisko.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like at first he was like a little kid. He was in some of the plots, but not really. And then as the seasons went by, he got older. They incorporated him more and more. He got a job. They made him like a Pa Ray thing for a minute. Like.
Right, exactly. And they made him. I think he was a writer, if I remember toward the end that was.
Yeah, they made him. They made him an author, like a news guy,
Mm-hmm.
like a journalist.
Yeah, because I think I remember that on the holodeck episode with the baseball kind of thing.
Right, because when Deep Space Nine was taken over by the Cardassians, he stayed on the station, and he wrote about life on the station.
Okay,
under Cardassian rule.
That makes sense. That makes sense that he would write about it. Yeah, because he's technically he is human. Jake is human. Like his father. Is Cassidy his mother?
Cassidy's not his mother. Cassidy's like somebody that Benjamin got into a relationship around the seventh season.
Okay, then so she's like she'd be like a mother figure, but she wouldn't be his mom person.
Right. Okay. And I guess she was in the end. She was pregnant.
Yeah. That's right. She was.
Yeah.
Then they try to say, well, she was killed off or whatever, and then they try to say all sorts of kooky stuff with that. I'm like, stop.
Nah, I don't know.
But I know Cassidy. In case you folks didn't know, Cassidy is actually played by Penny or Claire.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So hopefully we can get maybe Avery Brooks on Orville. That'd be great if we could get him on there because he'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Or even the one that played Jake. I would love to see Jake on there to find out.
Oh yeah, he's still he's still out there doing stuff. I know
mm-hmm.
him and the guy who played the Doctor in Deep Space Nine. They do that guy has a podcast, like a YouTube channel.
Oh, right.
And he writes his own little DS9 stories now, and he'll get people to guest star and read with him and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think he has a podcast too. I think if I was reading that correctly on Twitter and stuff like
Probably
that.
a podcast too. Yeah, I found him through his YouTube.
Nice. You're gonna have to let me know which YouTube it is so I can get
I'll send you a link.
Sounds good. But yeah, like I said, that's the thing that's so cool about the Orville series, guys. That we get so many Star Trek alumni, like Robert Picardo, John Billingsley, Jonathan Frakes, Marina Sirtis. I mean, it's so many people. I mean, Seth MacFarlane himself was on Star Trek Enterprise at one point. I mean,
and he's gotten the entire Star Trek TNG cast on Family Guy like twice, 3 times.
Let me see. Yep, and Patrick Stewart is on American Dad with them.
Yes. When are we going to get Patrick Stewart on the Orville?
And will he be like saying something like Earl Grey tea?
I just want him to be a respectable something. I don't want to see him like I saw him in that Picard show.
Oh no! We do not speak of that one. No.
Yeah.
But no.
I want to make him like an admiral with his own ship, and he's a badass who comes in and saves the day or something like that.
I could also see him maybe being a dad to some of the characters, like I don't know, maybe even.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Maybe Kelly or maybe even Tala, because Tala said, her family was like some of these rebel kind of things that very few of them. They actually said, you know what, we're going to be rebels and we'll join the military and all that kind of stuff. So who knows? Maybe he's her dad. I don't know.
Oh, that would be an interesting thing.
But yeah, like I said, I want to see what happens next for all of her cast and crew to see, okay, who are we going to add next into the Orville community?
I know there's a new character.
Yes. Charlie Burke.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, in case you guys didn't know, I have a web forum, which is basically the AVP Orville Lounge. And basically on that, if you guys are interested, you guys can sign up for it. It's completely free. And basically you can discuss things about Orville episodes and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys see what it looks like in case you guys didn't know what it looks like.
Yeah, I skimmed through it, and there's a lot of it's a forum. It's basically a forum, like a large forum. And you can talk all about the Orville, like whatever you want about it.
And it's completely free, guys. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything, really. It really doesn't. All I ask is you just register and start posting as soon as you can post. I mean, we've already gotten one of the Messy Desk members to join us already. Sarah,
Nice.
she's joined us already. And Mercer Create, who was in the chat, he's one of my moderators. Miss Watchtower, she's a moderator, and I'm one of the admins. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. I'll happily answer them for you. So this is what it looks like, guys. There's a rules and guidelines. Yes, we have to follow rules and guidelines. I mean, that sounds stupid maybe, but we have to follow these rules. And I have to make this clear to you guys. We're all fan based. We're not based by Tom Constantino. We're not based by Seth MacFarlane. We're not employed by any of these folks. This is all something
The rules are simple.
Yes.
The rules are very simple.
Yeah, we did a little bit of modifications on some of the rules about how long you're banned and how long you're punished. But basically, the first 3 strikes, basically, so to speak, you go with an informal warning, and then it escalates from there, basically. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here where you can discuss. Like the newest post that I did last night was basically saying how season 3 has wrapped up. Letting everybody know, hey, yeah, season 3's finished. And I had the proof with it in case you guys didn't know. I've got 3 posts here. I've got Tom's Twitter link where he was discussing about it. Because I linked to it directly where you can just get to it right away and you can see his. I hate the way Twitter did this kind of thing, honestly, God. I don't know why they did that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. He's got basically the clapperboard thing, basically. That's what he said. That's a wrap.
I need to ask him like what the numbers stand for.
I'd love to ask him that too. That's a good question. Yeah, Seth did one too. I added that one in. Because like I said, in case you guys didn't know, they did wrap it up. They did wrap it up because I didn't want to post it until I knew I was for sure. But like I said, there's a wrap. Letting him know it's finished. They are finished with season 3. And
now they gotta put it all together.
Exactly. Because Brandon himself told me that now the hard part comes in the editing,
post-production. So
editing and adding all the special effects.
Editing alone is very tedious.
Oh yes, God,
it's very tedious. I'm pretty sure special effects is even more tedious.
It is because so I took a class with Brandon, Eric, and Brooke when they were talking about filmmaking process and everything like that with this equal space thing kind of thing, and they basically were explaining that yes, it's very tedious process. It's not an easy process, I will say that much.
Right, because they got to program everything.
They do, and they have to watch it over and over and over and over and over and over again to make sure it fits. I mean, I do not envy those guys in the least. I mean, I get a little taste of it myself when I have to edit my podcast, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's a pain in the neck. I will say that much. I mean, editing is not easy. It's not for the faint of heart. If you don't know what you're doing, don't do it, please. I wouldn't trust anybody with it. But yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff in here. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, like I said, we got a discussion about the Kalons, the Krill, the Mocklins, the Zilayans. If you're curious about the other cast members, what they do, we have that in here. And I just added this in last night about the reoccurring main guest stars that have shown up on the show. We got things about the comics. We got videos. And if you guys have suggestions, we're happy to hear your suggestions. We really, really are. I mean, like I said, registration is completely free. And we have a whole bunch of avatars that you can choose from. JP from Egotastic Fun Times, all that kind of stuff. He was so great to do this. He let me have his avatar photos that he recently posted on Twitter. He's letting us use those as our avatars as well.
Go JP.
So thank you, JP. They are so awesome. I'll let you guys see what they look like. Because like I said, there's so many things to check out on this forums, guys. Because it's a fun place. I mean, like I said, if you have questions, contact Miss Watchtower, contact me. My Twitter is constantly open. I'm constantly checking my phone multiple times during the day. I mean, like I said, no question is a dumb question. Like I said, registration is completely free. If you don't understand what you're doing, we'll happily show you what to do. I've been doing message boards since 2004. So it's like very, very something I know how to do very, very easily. So I'll show you guys where you can get your profile stuff add in. Because like I said, there's a lot of profile pictures. There's only one that I asked nobody to touch right now except for the people from Messy Desk, because that one I have for them specifically. But other than that, any of the others you can use except for, well, there's two. Sorry, I'll take that back. There's only two you can't touch. You can't use mine, and you can't use the Messy Desk one. But other than that, any of the others are more than welcome. You're more than happy. I don't mind you using it at all. I really don't. So I'll let you guys look these over. So like I said, the first one you cannot use. Please don't. That's mine. But we got a Latchcomb, Havina, Ed with his Kermit. The crew, we no longer need to fear the banana. Bordis, the birthday cake one. Gordon as the krill with Ed. Bordis with his Christmassy hat. Bordis with his cigarette and mustache. Lamar and Gordon with hugging a donkey, literally. Gordon when he was singing goodbye. The ship. Legless Gordon. Donkey being hugged by the Orville. Dan, Derulio, Ed, Admiral Halsey. Ford is asking for a corner piece. Alara, Admiral Tucker, that's Ted Danson's character. Admiral Oxwa, I think that's how you say it, but anyway, that's Kelly Hughes, Admiral. Me throwing a Latchcomb. Ed in the next episode we'll do Nothing Except in the Fishes. All these background ones Tom Constantino gave us. These, let me see. 1, 2. It's 6. So it's 9 of them. Ed and future Talea. We don't realize that that's Talea. You guys all have the default one, which I have for you guys. Everybody has that one so far, except for a couple people who have chosen to use a different one. Like I said, we have so many avatars to choose from, guys. Like I said, the only one I don't ask you to use is this Messy Desk one, unless you work for Messy Desk. But you're free to change it up and say, you know what, I want to use, say, the Planetary Union Central, the new logo one. We even have one of Dolly Parton.
All right.
Go Dolly! And like I said, we've got Dan, we've got Tharl, we've got Clyden. Because at first we didn't have Clyden and we didn't have Tharl, so now we do. But like I said, if you guys want to check that out, feel free to check it out. It's an awesome site. Registration is completely free. Hey, Mar, how are you? Good to see you.
Hello.
You're all the way in Germany, my friend. Guten Tag, my friend. So yes, but like I said, if you have questions about the forums, I'll happily answer them for you guys. I mean, I've done 2 tutorial live streams. One was impromptu, the other one wasn't. But like I said, there's a lot of fun stuff to check it out. But yeah, it's a fun place. I mean, like I said, you can join us for all the fun stuff that we have on there. I mean, registration is completely free. I mean, just have a good time. That's all we ask, is just have a good time with everybody.
Yeah, have fun.
Yeah, and spread the Orville love around, guys. I mean, like I said, that they've finished up season 3, and now, since some of us are probably saying, well, what do we do now? What do we do now? This is what you guys can do. You can join you can join these forums because it's perfectly free. It's something fun to do between times. I mean, like I said, between watch parties, between reading comics, because we still got a couple more comics left to do. We've got this one, which is 4 of them in here, and then we've also got these 2.
Yeah, so those will be read.
Oh yeah, definitely, because these 2 we're gonna have to read in the order when they come into the series. I'll let you guys know when that's going to be, saying, hey, it's going to be an Orville episode and Orville comics like we did before, for sure. Because like I said, one of these deals with an alternate timeline, because we always wonder, well, what was the timeline when Kelly said no to the second date? Well, this one will let us know what the timeline was like for everybody. So yes. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know when I'll do my next watch party kind of thing, guys. But I'll keep you guys posted. And yeah, you got anything coming up for you, Jack? Or
Not much. I just I reviewed the first episode of Lower Deck second season, and you can go to my Twitter and check that out.
yeah, Jack's not a huge fan of Lower Decks and all that stuff. He's not a fan of the newer track.
Yeah, I like to trash them.
Yeah, he likes to call them new trash. Yes, I'll let you guys know that now because I've seen a little bit of it. I'm just like, what am I looking at? Because Jack sends it, and I read over Jack's tweets, and I'm like, did they seriously just do that? And he's like, yep. And I'm like,
they took dude's head. The dude took his own head off, and it got big, and it flew to the ship, and he tried to eat the ship.
what?
It was, and the only thing that stopped it was his body was still on the surface. Mariner went and kicked the dude in the nuts, and his head shrunk and went back to his body.
Oh my god!
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Oh my god! Are these writers high or something when they write these things, and then they just, oh yeah, I like this idea. Let's throw this out there.
It was really and the funny part about it was that it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, I mean, you can laugh about it now somewhat, thinking this is so absurd that they're.
The fact that they think that's acceptable Trek is what's absurd. Is what makes me laugh. Actually,
Is it supposed to be canon? I'm just curious now.
well, in the TOS episode, there's a guy who he got those powers.
Okay.
And in the end, Kirk smashed him with a boulder.
Right. I remember that. That was, I think, was that Jeffrey Hunter's character? Pike?
No. That was somebody else. I can't remember his name right now.
I think I know who you're talking about, though. I know
Mitchell, something
right,
Mitchell.
That's right.
And so he but he just goes on this weird thing, and he takes his head off and he does the thing, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, grown. Yikes. I mean, I don't know why they do these kind of things and make it seem like it's canon and it's not canon. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's dumb. And then the other thing that happened at the end of that episode was, they show where, now in the end of the last season, Boimler left for the Titan. He's in the Titan now with Riker.
mm-hmm.
And so you don't see him the entire episode until the end, where they show he's in this adventure, he's getting shot they're getting shot at the Titan. There's a portal that they're going towards, and they're going in, they start going into the portal, and he looks like he's terrified, right?
Oh.
And then and Riker, his face is stretching out from the portal or whatever. He's like, I love this job, which was not really Riker. It was it hardly. I know it's the actor's voice, Jonathan Frakes,
Right.
but the way he does it, it's it doesn't sound like Riker at all.
Oh, no.
I have to listen for the Riker. Yeah.
Yeah, the distortedness. Yeah.
But I saw the end of that was a 30-second thing that they did, and I was like, why didn't you just show us what happened in that for the whole episode? I want to see what happened to that.
Mm-hmm.
Why you got to show us this dumb thing where the head floats and tries to eat the ship? It's it's dumb. Show me the adventure that Boimler was at.
Sheesh.
I want to see what led to Riker to want to go into the hole, the portal, and why are they shooting at him? Where does the portal lead to? I want to see that stuff. I don't want to see what's going on with Mariner and her mom.
Oh no. Yeah, because I've seen enough of Mariner. I'm sick of her.
No, she doesn't even want to be in Starfleet.
Yeah, she's so insubordinate. I mean, the little bits that I've seen that you show me, I was like, why don't they just kick her out already? I mean, honestly.
Because her mother is the captain and her father is an admiral. So she probably got, they probably forced her, to join up or whatever, and she hates it. Even though she's like good at it, she hates it to the point where like she slacks off. And
Yeah.
she's insubordinate. She's basically an animated Michael Burnham. Uh, but a little worse in my opinion.
Wow, they let her get by with it because she's a military brat.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I feel like she would be much more happier if she just found a different route. If she just left Starfleet, found her own route, I think she would be much happier. I don't know why she's like the main character in this show. I would rather hear, I'd rather it be more about Rutherford or something. At least he's an interesting character.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, the way they do it now is like, oh no, what are you guys doing? Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't see it getting any better. Yeah. Well, okay, I see what Mara's saying. He's saying kicking bars and fart jokes. I would also say is made for kids more than adults. But the thing is, the way they're doing it in Lower Decks is just like cringy because it's like
there's a lot of adultness in that show. Like it's not subtle. They talk about stuff that happens in the holodeck, and they have to clean out which I didn't know there was ever a filter for that, but okay, like whatever. I figured it would all just atomize. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No problem. It's like Family Guy, but it's a cringier version of Family Guy. That's what.
Oh yeah, it's more like a. Have you ever heard of the show Rick and Morty?
Yes.
That's more of what it's like, and I'm not a big Rick and Morty fan. Yeah.
No.
I mean, I watched a few episodes. I tried to get into it. I couldn't get into it.
I've seen a little bit of it to go. No. No.
Yeah. Not a big fan, and I'm not a big fan of that type of humor. I may have been at one point in my life, but I'm a little older now.
I mean, I like some of the Family Guy stuff like that. I mean, like I said,
yeah,
you can't say that Jack and I are offended kind of people, folks. I'll say that. Like, we both love Family Guy, honestly. But the thing is,
South Park.
But the humor now is just, it's honestly, I will say this in all seriousness, it's gone down to the toilet and beyond.
Right. Yeah. Well, one of the things I like about South Park was they actually kind of evolved their humor a little bit. It used to be just like dick and fart jokes.
Right.
And now it's more like modern satire.
Yeah.
Is what they do. And they do a pretty good job with it too. Yeah.
I mean, Family Guy evolved for a while, but then it evolved in the opposite direction after Seth MacFarlane stopped writing for it. So
right. Yeah, there's some of those things. I like to watch those compilations, or like the try not to laugh compilations.
Right.
Where it's so and they're so funny, like out of place. Like when they're out of place, like just out of context, they're hilarious.
Oh yeah. I've seen a couple of those where they said, "Send this to your friend with no context," and I'm snickering because I'm thinking, "Oh my god." Like the Star Wars one and stuff like that. Send this to your friend who's not a Star Wars fan. And I was snickering when it was doing like the cringy Anakin.
Oh yeah.
Saying, "Oh yeah, I like sand. I don't like sand and stuff." I was like, I was just cringing so hard, but snickering at the same time, thinking, "Oh my god, what did you guys do?"
They did a whole like Star Wars trilogy. Like they did the first trilogy, like as themselves on the shows, like 3 specials or whatever.
Right.
They were pretty, like they're pretty funny. Like they're really pretty funny. Like they got Stewie as Darth Vader.
Yes, I love those. I love those so much because he says, "My diaper's gone to the dark side." I love that so much. I mean, yes. And then because she'll go, "General Tarkin, I recognized your foul stench as soon as I was brought up." And he said, "Oh, that was me. I did a Darth duty."
I did a Darth duty, yeah.
My diaper's going to the dark side. He says, "Hey, I got pages of this, folks." And he pulls out a script from behind his back. But hopefully we can get some of those spoofs on maybe Orville with Star Wars. I don't know. But not so cringy spoofs.
Right, yeah.
But But yep, this was a lot of fun, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed watching and listening to these commentaries that Jack and I were giving you guys for Primal Urges and Home. So yeah, so we're gonna wrap up tonight, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Check out the message boards. That's the only thing I'm gonna be doing lately. But yeah, I think that's it. So you guys take care, and we'll see you another time. Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.